Sentinels are one of the 3 survivor types in Forsaken. Their role is protecting survivors by stunning the killer, applying pressure to the killer, interrupting chases, while also having something to protect themselves. All Sentinels have something to stun the killer, sometimes better, sometimes worse. Today I'll go over the 4 Sentinels in Forsaken, tell you what they do, rank them, give you some tips and tricks, and without further ado, let's begin. First Sentinel on our list is Guess 13037. He has 2 passives and 3 abilities. First passive, if you even want to call it that, Guess 13037 has 15 more max health. That's it. Moving on, his second passive is an undocumented one, being a priority hitbox. That means if there are multiple people in the single target attack's hitbox, the person with the lowest health will be the one that gets hit. If everyone is the same health, it's random. Building and traps have a lower priority hitbox, so standing on one will still result in you being hit. But Guest has the higher priority hitbox, so if you have a 1 HP survivor and a Guest in the hitbox of the attack, the Guest will always be the one that gets hit. This is very good for protecting people and useful for his first ability, which is Block. Block as well, a block. After clicking this ability, Guest enters a blocking stance, gaining invincibility for 1 second and being slowed by 80% for 2 seconds. In this stance, if a killer hits you with a melee attack, your movement speed is restored, you gain speed 1 for 2 seconds, and the killer gains slowness 3 for 1 second, while also granting you a charge for your punch ability. More on it later. Missing this ability results in you having 1 second of end lag, where you are very vulnerable. Here's a list of blockable things using Guest that will grant you a punch charge. You can block other abilities but won't gain a punch charge, speed boost and the penalty for the killer, so it is not recommended to do as you will suffer the end lag of it and only tank the damage, which sometimes can be the life or death factor, but that never happens, alright? 24-second cooldown. His second ability is Charge. You dash forward for 1.5 seconds. If you hit a killer with this charge, he will get knocked back, get helpless for 1.25 seconds, and you will gain invincibility for 1.25 seconds. Missing the killer with the charge will result in you getting slowness 2 for 3 times your covered distance with the charge divided by 13. Alright bro, who the fuck did this? Albert Einstein?
It's Albert Einstein! It's Albert Einstein, oh my god!
Anyway, you can't get any stamina while charging, 40-second cooldown. His third ability is Punch. Punch is the ability that stuns the killer, but it requires charges to use and you start off with 0. To gain the charge, you must block one of the attacks mentioned before. Now, there are 2 types of punches, regular punch and parry punch. The regular punch is the punch that you will do if you use the punch ability anytime after a second has passed of you blocking an attack. This punch has a 0.8 second wind up and stuns the killer for 2 seconds, has a small lunge and deals 20 damage. Parry punch on the other hand happens when you punch before 1 second passes of you hitting a block, and it has a 0.6625 second wind up, stuns for 3.5 seconds on hit, has a big lunge and deals 35 damage to the killer. Guess 13036 gains resistance 2 while doing a normal punch and resistance 3 while doing a parry punch. Now, do you see the issue? To do a punch, which is what he stuns with, he needs to hit a block, which is a prediction, and you know what happens when you f this prediction up? Guest has nothing to heal himself. The 15 bonus max health sometimes helps you survive an extra hit. Charge is his most consistent move where you'll probably get the most value from it, even if it's just some knockback with a 40-second cooldown. Please, for the love of God, don't charge the killer into survivors. It will cause them to take unnecessary damage or flat out die. Charge killers away from survivors. It's good to knock killers off ledges since it wastes a good bit of their time and stamina getting back up. Remember that hitting a charge grants you a second of invincibility from all damage. Use this to tank an incoming hit or even ability. Moving on, I know I said that blocking is a prediction of the killer, which it is, but there are ways to make it somewhat guaranteed. Firstly, John Doe's, 1x4s, and Nolly's M1s have considerable windups that are reactable to. Same with Jason's Behead, Cookie's WO, and Noli's Void Rush. All of these are pretty easy to block. It might take some practice and luck again though. Jason's and Cookie's M1's wind-ups are insanely quick, so unless your reaction time is the Asian reincarnation of Usain Bolt, you gotta do some predictions. Oh, and Jason's M1 can multi-hit, so even if you hit the block, you aren't saving someone from the damage or the death if they were in the hitbox. Now here's some situations you can 90% guarantee a successful block. See someone on a generator about to get mauled to death? Go help them. See someone do a generational fuck-up? Block it to unfuck their future. See someone get hit by entanglement? Go save them and give the killer a headache. Remember, you can block anything, even John Doe's spikes or a mass infection or a nova, but they won't grant you a punch charge and will leave you vulnerable for 1 second due to end lag, so do this only if you're certain you need it to live. One last thing, parry punches are pretty easy to dodge. Yes, regular punches are dodged for protecting yourself, but they still can be good value if your teammate is being chased. Honestly, only pretty safe punches. Nah, but seriously, saving those punches is probably better. Do a parry punches when you are 90% sure it will hit. They're pretty satisfying to pull off. Overall, he has extreme potential, but one mistake and you're cooked. Anyway, moving on to Shedletsky. Shedletsky is very simple. He has two abilities, Slash and Fried Chicken. Slash is exactly what it is, a sword slash. It has a 0.575 second wind up in which you gain resistance to, slows you by 75% for 1.575 seconds after use if hit. It stuns the killer for 3 seconds and deals 30 damage. It has a 40-second cooldown. Now onto the Fried Chicken. After use, eat some fried chicken, healing you for 5 health instantly and 35 more over 10 seconds, totaling 40 HP. If you take damage in the 10 seconds when you're healing, the healing will get cancelled. It has a 70-second cooldown and you only have 2 charges of it, with no way of regaining charges, so use it smart. Now for the tips. Hitting a slash is pretty easy. If a killer is chasing you and is pretty close, you can drop down and slash when you see the killer falling down behind you to pretty much guarantee a stun. You can just slash while you're being chased to test the killer's reaction time. It isn't all that hard to react to, so to do this rarely will be very unpredictable. And around corners. This is probably the best way. Easy, great for protecting others, and great for protecting yourself. Overall, very good. Just don't do it over and over again from the same spots. Be unpredictable so the killer doesn't predict and punish you. The hitbox of the slash is very short. And I mean it, very short. Keep this in mind. Spinning like this while stunning might seem good, but it isn't all that useful, because if the killer dodges it, it will be dodged by going back, and making your hitbox wider doesn't really help with that. I guess doing this if the killer is doing some weird ass left-right movement can be useful, but I never do it personally and never felt like doing it would have helped me or made my situation any better. Now for his fried chicken. Don't eat it inside of the killer, please. End the chase, hide, turn many corners so the killer gets confused, or if he just starts going for another person, go far away in a corner and eat up. Don't eat up unless your health is below 60 to maximize the HP you gain. Remember, you only have 2 charges of the chicken. Unless you're about to go into LMS, then just eat right away to have full HP for it. More health is better than less health. Might save your life, you know. Overall, very simple, very good, and pretty forgiving. Moving on, we got Chance. Chance is a gambler. He has 1 passive and 4 abilities, and he likes wasting money by gambling, and also likes dying from gambling. I hate his ass. Anyway, moving on to the abilities, his passive, Unpredictable Fate. Your max XP is set to a non-random number from 70 to 90, that's all. Coin flip. You flip a coin. It's a 50-50. If it lands on heads, you gain a charge for his other abilities. If it lands on tails, gain a weakness stack for 15 seconds. There is no limit to the stacks, half a second cooldown. One shot. Pull a flintlock. This flintlock can do 3 things: shoot, explode, or straight up nothing. If it shoots, it will stun the killer for 1 to 4 seconds depending on the distance. The closer he is to you, the longer he will get stunned for and deal 50 damage. If it explodes, it will deal 25 damage to you and break, so you won't be able to use it even with some charges. You can fix it, don't worry, but more on that later. And if it does nothing, What did you fucking think? It just does nothing. Leaves you vulnerable, I guess. It has a 90 stud range and a 45-second cooldown. Second ability is reroll. Clicking this ability will reroll your max health to a random number from 50 to upwards of 130. It has a 20-second cooldown. Hatfix. Upon use, remove and reset your weakness stacks from the coin flip. And also fixes your flintlock if it's exploded. That's all. Now, how do charges work on his abilities? You can have up to 3 charges. One shot and reroll behave differently depending on how many charges you have. These are the percentages for one shot with specific amounts of charges. And the effect of reroll is intensified by 3% with each charge. That means you can have a better chance of getting a lower but also higher number of health. And Hatfix, you can only use Hatfix with 3 charges, and it wastes all of them. Now, for the tips. Stunning with one shot is best up close, since you can get up to 4 seconds of stun time, which is insane. You can shift lock when the killer is chasing you, get close when he's chasing someone else, or set up behind the corner, or snipe and get a 1 second stun. You can also stun through what? Huh? Shots can travel through surfaces, but hitting a killer this way will inflict slowness 2 instead of stunning? Nah, this cannot be fucking real, like. Alright, bro, so we're just straight up lying the character description now. Remember to get 3 charges so you pretty much guarantee you actually shoot and not freaking explode. Also, you can punish a lot of wind-up, so take advantage of that. For reroll, trust me, use it on 1 charge. It will take way less time rerolling and you will get a more general HP value, from around 90 to 110, quicker and more often. You can always get lucky or unlucky and end up with 130 health of 50 max health. 3 charges just isn't worth it. And Hatfix, I only use it...
Bro, if I'm gonna get fucked by a guy or fuck a guy, I want to enjoy it. And I want him to enjoy it too. Like, what's the point of doing it if you're not gonna enjoy it? Like, me personally, I've had my experience with a guy before. Me and my best friend, back when we were like 10, 11 years old, we used to go under the covers. I used to cosplay as his girlfriend. We used to make out and dry hump each other. Like, that's just shit that we used to do as kids. I don't know what you used to do as kids, but that's shit that we used to do as kids.
As I get out of jail free card. If I have 20 weakness and the killer is randomly on my ass, I use Hatfix. Otherwise, I'll only use it when my gun explodes. Overall, one of the meta survivors. Longest possible stun in the game, that's also ranged, ability to have the highest max HP value, and a get out of jail free card if you get caught off guard. Don't talk to me with your "oh, you can get unlucky" bullshit, as that doesn't happen often at all. And if it does, stop using one shot on 1 or 2 chargers. Get 3 and stay winning. Moving on to the last and best Sentinel, 2-Time. 2-Time has 1 passive and 3 abilities. His passive is Ablation. Basically, 2-Time can get his second life by stabbing the killer with his first ability named Sacrificial Dagger. On use, launch forward and stab the killer. Gain resistance 1 for 0.7 seconds. Now you can either front stab or backstab. Stabbing the killer in his face gives him slowness 2 and helpless for 1 second. Heals you for 10 HP and fills your ablation meter by 37%. Backstabs, on the other hand, stun the killer for 3.5 seconds, heal you by 20 HP and fill your ablation meter by 56%, 30 second cooldown. Now, when your ablation meter is full, you need to use your third ability, Ritual. Using this ability places down a spawn point that everyone, the killer too, can see, so hide it in corners or steeps. With your ablation meter full and you dying, you will respawn on the location where you put it. Make sure to place it down, you will not respawn if you did not place it down, I repeat. When you respawn, your max health will be reduced to 40, you will gain weakness 5 aka double damage for 12 seconds and speed 2 for 6 seconds. So don't get caught off guard since you are one-shottable from any M1 for 12 seconds. Now, there's one more thing. If your second life isn't used and you enter LMS, you will be teleported to your spawn, get your max health set to 110 and get speed 2 for 6 seconds. Also, you will get healed a bit if your health isn't max. If you enter LMS without having your ritual placed, you will get the mentioned effects without teleporting anyway. Alright, that's a lot of shit to cover. Moving on. His second ability is Crouch. On use, you crouch, your movement slowed considerably. You gain invisibility 3 for an undetectable. Stabbing while crouched will make you launch pretty far. You stay crouched for up to 10 seconds but can uncrouch manually anytime. Just know that uncrouching when the killer is far away will get you pinged for him and grant you slowness 2 for 15 fucking seconds. And uncrouching very close to the killer will grant you speed 2 for 1 second. Uncrouching somewhat close has no additional effects. Now for the tips. Always go for backstabs. Front stabs are basically worthless. You can sneak up on the killer while he's chasing someone else and backstab him, but lightning backstabs isn't easy, especially when the killer knows you're gonna be going for one and will just 180 to counter it. Try camping around corners and stabbing when the killer passes you. This often works. Sometimes you can just stare near the killer and be an annoying bug that they always have to pay attention to so you don't get a stab off. Now, how do you land backstabs while the killer is chasing you? Trick stabs. This piece of tech is straight out of hell. It isn't fun, it isn't cool, it's easy to do, and it's really annoying for the killer. Trick stabs are basically going around corners, or when the killer is chasing, hold S and stab when you're behind him. Reacting to this needs an insane prediction, or the reaction time of a train. When you're killer, the best thing you can do is pre-hit every fucking corner and go backwards a bit right when you're turning, but not even this is often enough to save yourself from a trick stab. 2 times will always find a way to make you racist.
You
Hell,
stupid
even when protecting your mates, it's better to trick stab than to just wait till the killer passes you. You're well less predictable like this and way more unreactable too. You can also trick stab in the open when the killer gets a bit too close for comfort and both of you are going in a straight line, hold S, and when you're behind them, shift lock and stab. It's a bit harder than it looks, but it's easy. Not very easy, but easy. Now for crouch, I'ma be honest, this ability is so fucking useless. The regular stab has good launch already, and crouching makes a noise that the killers can react to somewhat easily. The only use for crouch is crouching when you're being chased and on crouching instantly for the speed too. Seriously, just don't use crouch, it's worthless. Yo, I'm coming back for you, it's okay twin. I'm coming back for you. Where you at, huh? Officer?
Holy shit. Holy shit, gosh. That's
I might have
gosh, our engine's gone? Our engine's gone?
I might have crashed our car. I might have crashed the car.
Our engine's gone.
I might have crashed the car. I might have crashed our car, bro.
What made you say this?
Oh. Alright, that's all of the Sentinels explained and ranked. This is the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If so, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night!
Did you know if you paint a white wall black, it becomes black? But here's the twist. If you were to paint that same wall blue instead, it would become blue. Isn't that concerning?